The red flag down. The 2008 University Boat Race is away. From absolute still at once to frenetic motion. The dash now for the stream is on.
Bad mistake by Cambridge on about stroke 5 or 6 there. Just someone on the bow side, the right hand side as we look at it, just caught the water. It's given Oxford the first advantage, maybe 1/4 of a length.
A start with intent certainly from Oxford, who have to take advantage of the first bend, which will be theirs. A huge instant drain on the energies of the oarsmen here. Urgent boat movement, immediate conversion of individual power into collective rhythm and efficiency. The demands over this first minute are substantial, but the advantages to be gained, Wayne, are potentially key.
That's right. Barney Williams talked earlier about the first knockout point. We're going to be there within 2 or 3 minutes, and Oxford are doing exactly what they need to do if they want to use that to their favor. The bend is going to turn to the right, and they'll be able to put Cambridge behind them if they want to.
So let's get down and hear from the Oxford Cox, Nick Brodie.
Good, that's it now. In the mouth, coming up to 45th stroke. Best possible rhythm. Ready? Go!
Very quickly now, the geography of the course, the particulars of the river demand quick thinking of these Coxes. Rebecca Dalbiggin in the Cambridge boat. Stroke rate still unsustainably high as each boat seeks optimum position in terms of the stream. That is the fastest running water at the deepest point of the river, whilst also taking note of the contours. The first major bend comes up just about instantly and favours Oxford.
Yeah, Oxford being warned now, third time from the umpire. What they're trying to do is hold the straight line as long as possible and push Cambridge wide. Cambridge will try and cut in and push Oxford tighter. But yeah, it's going to get tight here, it's going to get clashing. Both crews have found their rhythm, both crews quite a good rhythm, but Oxford will just try and hold this straight line.
And Oxford need to get a length clear if possibly they can, Wayne. That has got to be their target in the early part of the race.
I think that's what they're trying to do. In just the next 30 seconds or a minute, they'll have the opportunity to turn right. That's where they need to push if they want to close the door on Cambridge. Likewise, Cambridge need to dig in if they want to stay in this race.
This is a really key phase of the race. It is imperative for Oxford to maximise this advantage and give themselves something to cling on to when the whole thing switches round radically in favour of Cambridge in 5 or 6 minutes from now. Let's get down to the river now and hear from James Cracknell, who's right behind them. James.
Well, Oxford have, although they didn't win the toss, have used the stage they got given incredibly well. They've just taken the Middlesex bend, and if they could use it to their advantage, they could just have enough to cross over, and then Cambridge are going to have to dig incredibly deep.
Cambridge must hang on here.
It's going to be one of those knockout opportunities for sure, because Cambridge, yes, they need to respond. Oxford are pushing hard, they've got the inside of the bend. It's probably worth about half a length advantage, the inside of that first bend, which means Cambridge are going to have to row the half a length quicker just to stay in touch. They're doing okay, they're coming around the bend now, but yeah, it's nip and tuck at the moment.
It's do or die in the next 30 seconds for Cambridge. They have been told by their coaching staff that they have a good turn of speed, a good burst that they can put in when they want to. Now is the time to put that in to stay in the race.
They are past the Black Boy, they're up past Barn Elms on the Surrey side, they're past Craven Cottage. It was in the vicinity of the milepost just after, about 4 years ago, as we hear from John Garrett again, that there was last any really contentious action on the river. Since then, we've had 3 exceptionally clean races. This one is tight. The oars are in the vicinity of each other.
Cambridge Cox, Rebecca Dalbiggin's called that big push now. She just called the push. The crew have responded. They've risen their stroke rate up to 36 strokes a minute, which is much higher than the Oxford crew. She realised she had to make a call, otherwise, if Oxford got one length to clear, they could move across legally. As it is, the umpire's warning Oxford, pushed them back across to their side of the river, and Cambridge are hanging on.
Time at the milepost just over 4 minutes, 4 minutes 10 there for Oxford, which is way outside record time, but that's what you would anticipate on a ropey old day for the oarsmen. First of 2 significant straight stretches on the course here now, along Crabtree Reach. This is the approach to Hammersmith Bridge by Wen. Position on the water, each relative to the other. As we hear from the umpire again, and relative to the Surrey shore and relative to the stream will be telling. And if Cambridge can hang on now, then all the cards will be stacked in their favour on the Surrey side when we come to the Big Bend. And look how close they are to each other.
It's a real ding-dong battle here now with both crews pushing for the water that they want. Both crews being warned by the umpire because this bend will last now for about another 45 seconds before it starts to swing round in Cambridge's favour.
Cambridge did what they had to do about a minute ago. They really put the foot to the floor. I think they took about 2 seats back. They need to maintain that punchy rhythm, maintain the momentum, keep the nose in front, and very soon the course will turn round to the left and they'll have an advantage.
There's the Oxford, but Worley feeling every one of his 36 years now in the engine room, right up to Will England being urged on there by the Cox Nick Brodie, who is as hungrier than anyone for victory here today. And the boats are more or less side by side still, about 3 miles still to row. 3 merciless miles, a grueling exercise in steely harmony, so often privately rehearsed, but only once publicly performed. This starts to hurt now. It's a roundabout here that the grand privilege of involvement in the boat race can start to feel a dubious privilege.
We've just got ourselves at least another 5 minutes of race here. Cambridge have pulled back. Like we said, the bend is in their favour. Oxford have not managed to kill them off. This could get very interesting here in the next few minutes, particularly if it's rough on the other side of Hammersmith Bridge.
I think Cambridge have done fantastically well there to hang on. They were within about a third of a length of losing touch, but that push that Rebecca called got them right back in the race, and now in my mind they're in the better rhythm. Oxford looking a little bit short and stabby. Cambridge have actually settled, I think, into the better rhythm. They're looking calm and relaxed and are now, I think, in the key position, because for the next 8-9 minutes the bend will be in Cambridge's favour, and I think they will keep inching back.
And you saw the face there, the earnest face of Ryan Monaghan, the stroke, the late call-up stroke in the Cambridge boat, and he knows he is back in contention. It almost got away from the light blues over the first mile, but they've stayed with it, and they are right in it now, and the turning point comes.